What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is William H. Thompson, CPA, MBA, and I am the founder of RE Accounting and Tax Professionals. We help real estate investors maximize return on investment through expert tax strategies, while at the same time helping them to build and sustain a legacy. Welcome to Free Information Friday. Today I'm going to discuss basic entity structuring. First, I'm going to cover the basics, and then I'm going to cover how real estate investors should structure their entity. So let's start off with the basics. The first type of entity I want to talk about is a single member LLC. Now, an LLC is an entity that's formed in a state by the Secretary of the State, and it's basically utilized for asset protection. The second form of an LLC would be a multi-member LLC. That's when you have yourself and at least one other individual. It becomes a partnership. So with a multi-member LLC, you'll file a 1065. The next type of entity is an S corporation. Now, an S corporation is also an entity that can provide asset protection. The last formation or entity structure is a C corporation. Now, that's typically used for larger corporations. So when I say large, I mean I want you to think of Apple, Tesla, or Coke. So they're the basic structures that are out there. But I want to point out one thing. As real estate investors, it's really not a good thing for you to set up an S corporation to own your properties in. Why? Because with an S corporation, you can trigger tax consequences. And what I mean by that is, if you have a property that is inside of an S corporation, and for whatever reason you need to pull it out and restructure and put it somewhere else, if that property has any gain, you will be subject to a taxation on that gain, even though you're just switching entities. It's called a deemed sale. So I advise all of my clients to stay away from S corporations when owning property. Now, S corporations are good for active employer or active individuals, such as if you're a real estate property manager or even a realtor. You can work with an S corporation. It has its advantages, but not when you're owning property. So let me build the ideal structure for you with regards to how the real estate investor should organize, assuming they're purchasing properties. So let's start off with an example. Let's say that you have 3 properties. I want you to start out with a basic foundation of putting all 3 of those properties in an LLC. And I want to make sure that you understand when you put these properties in an LLC, you have to do it where in the state where the property is actually purchased. That is your foundational layer. Next step up is a holding company. Now you want a holding company as another layer of protection, asset protection, and another layer of privacy. So once you set the base level of the 3 LLCs, you're going to move to that holding company. And that holding company is going to own the 3 LLCs at the foundational level. And it's best to set up a holding company either in Wyoming, Delaware, or I believe it's Florida, the best place. The reason you want to do that is because those 3 states provide another level of privacy and protection. And your final piece of the triangle is to have the holding company owned by a revocable living trust, not to be confused with an irrevocable living trust. And basically what the revocable trust does for you, it helps you it provides you a way to get out of probate, and it's easier to distribute the properties to your heirs. So I want you to remember that foundational level. The first 3 LLCs inside of the state where you purchased the property, Then you're going to have your holding company in either Wyoming, Delaware, or Florida. And the final piece, top part of the triangle, or pyramid as I should say, is the revocable living trust. Now that can be in the state where you're actually living. And the last thing that I wanted to mention about structuring is, even though it's it's the best practice is to put it in an LLC, in the beginning you're not going to be able to put it into an LLC because most lenders, if not all, will not lend to a startup LLC. So you're going to have to purchase it in your own name. And that's not a bad thing because purchasing it in your own name is quicker, faster, and easier. But that's not to say you can't transition your property into an LLC after a certain period of time. That can be done. But you want to be very careful. You actually want to speak to your attorney, because when you transition the property from the LLC or from your name into the LLC, that's triggered what they call due on sale clause. And basically what that means is the lender can call your loan in because it's being transitioned into the LLC. Now, I've never seen it done in my practice, but I strongly recommend that you check with your attorney because you absolutely do want to get it in the LLC. Oh, one other thing I wanted to add. While it's in your name, you want to make sure that you have a strong base layer of insurance plus an umbrella insurance. That will provide you with the most protection you can get until you transition the property into the base level LLCs. Now, I hope this segment of Free Information Friday was helpful to you. And remember, if you're a real estate investor who wants to maximize return on investment through expert tax strategies, while at the same time helping to build and sustain your legacy, book a call with our firm. And remember, only you can create your empire, but we are here to help every step of the way. Thank you, and I wish you much success on your real estate journey.